Okay, come on in. The door is open. Let's talk. The time I did the Basketball Wives nails. Get in here. You want to hear this. All right. So, welcome to another episode of the Nail Code. I am Adia, your online nail educator, and this is my story time. All right. So, in this story time, it was my first ever client straight out of school. I kid you not. I decided to do a basketball wives party slash get together in a penthouse suite. Okay. So, how did I get this gig? I know you're wondering. Well, I had a friend who knew some people. She broke her leg. She went to school with me and she called me up and said, I know you're responsible. I know you'll do a good job and you will not ruin my name. So can you please go in my place? And she was like, there are two other ladies going. One is a massage therapist and the other one is an esthetician. And I was like, sure. How about I got all my tools together in the cutest little OPI rolling case and packed everything I needed, gel polishes, regular polishes, everything you could think of. And I packed it so neat. I was so excited. I got in my car. I met up with the other two individuals that were doing services. We get to the penthouse in Atlanta, Georgia. And guess what happened? Guess what happened? I locked my case and I had no key. Oh, I was so mad. I looked at them and I was like, oh my gosh, I had everything. But now I have hardly anything. They were so good to me. They told me to go in, get prepared, and they would go to the store and get everything I needed. So I told them what I needed and they went and got it. We sit there and we set up, and of course, people are eating and drinking and having a good time. Some people you know their faces and all of that. Of course, they were saying, do not, I repeat, talk about anything when you leave here. Not the basketball wives, but the people that I was working with, because they were regularly servicing them. And I was like, oh yeah, because I'm definitely not, starstruck or anything like that. So I pull out everything. I am so frantic because I'm like, oh my gosh, this was my time to shine and I don't even got everything I need. Like, really, honey, really? I called my mom before I went in and was like, I can't believe I left the key on the bed. I know I did. She went in there and looked and was like, yep, you did. I was so like, ugh. So anyway, I used what I had. And you know what? I was glad. I think we arrived about 2:33. We set up and they went out and got me some stuff. So we didn't start until about 4. No basketball players were there at the time. All the women were there. They were talking and chatting about all kinds of stuff. And they were having fun. They were drinking. I mean, drinking and drinking and drinking, honey. When I say drinking, I mean drinking. And so it was a really nice suite. I was doing nails after nails, feet after feet, all of that. Well, one of the basketball guys rolled through the door. And it's starting to get late. He comes in, he speaks to everybody and all of that. And we're all, still working and all of that. So it gets down to that basketball wife and basically the basketball player who rolled through the door, his wife. It was her birthday. And he was like, baby, you enjoying it? This is what I wanted you and your friends to have a good time and all of that. And she's like, yeah, thank you. But she was so like, she was gone. That whatever she was drinking, it was a lot of it. because I can't remember, but it was a lot. And they were having a really good time. Sorry about the camera, y'all. And they were having a really good time. And so I continued to do her nails. And all of a sudden, y'all, you would never guess what happened. Everybody was loving their nails. She threw up. When I tell y'all, she threw up. I was like, oh, hell no. You should have saw me trying to get up and get away from her so I would not get thrown up on. I was like, dang. So she threw up. And once she threw up, it was over with. He was like, oh my goodness. Because she not only threw up, but she shook the entire foot bath. So all the water was on the floor. The floors were so beautiful. They were wood floors. And basically threw up and water was mixed. And he comes running. Oh my God, no, we don't want to get the floors messed up with that water. And oh my gosh, you threw up. And he told me, he was like, listen, whatever you need to be paid, don't worry about it. We're done. She's done for. Like, you're not going to be able to finish her nails. It's over with. I was like, dang. So anyway, so I say, okay, I'm happily to get away from her though and be done with it. So what I do is I go and I pour out all the water and everything. I clean my bowls, wipe everything down. He cleans up the throw up and the water. And he's like, I hope that water didn't mess up the floor and all of that. And I'm thinking, well, it's not on me because she was too drunk. She's the one that's getting water everywhere. So long story short, it was a disaster. She was like having a good time. Everybody was. It was really fun until we got to the end and she threw up everywhere. Wouldn't that be just like a Basketball Wives? Somebody got to throw up. Anyway, but that was the end of the story. We got paid so well. Like, it was really, really good. I enjoyed it. It was fun. It was no drama or anything like that. I love that. And we packed up and we left and I headed home. Now, I will say that the moral of this story was, don't despise small beginnings because you never know where it can take you. Because I was straight out of school. So I could have said, no, I don't want to do this because, you know, I haven't had experience, but I took it on anyway. And if things don't go as planned, still keep going, keep moving, don't give up, because you never know where something can take you. It can take you to the next big thing. So that helped me to pivot. From that point on, I knew how to do nails with the bare minimum. If I left anything, I knew exactly what to do. I always kept spare stuff in the car, all of that. And you just never know. So don't give up. Make sure that you pivot. And if you don't pivot now, let this be a lesson to you that you don't know where you can go, and pivot when it's something that happens that you're not expecting. I want to see all nail techs win, and I can't wait to see you in the next episode of Storytime. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you will know when the next Storytime drop. And I'll see you in the next one.